What was I thinking?
Houston, we have a soda problem.
I thought you wouldn't drink any more soda.
I think it's karma for me making fun of you.
Probably.
The last 3 days, I've had about 13 Dr. Peppers.
I got
I
this.
got from that movie, Ronnie.
What was I thinking of reviewing a movie about an effing doo-doo?
Oh, man. The thing is, I went into this thinking this is going to be like a really fun watch. This is a movie that knows itself and it's going to be full of one-liners. And I was wrong. I was way wrong. This is a movie that couldn't decide if they wanted to be serious or if they wanted to be a joke, and what they put together just did not work.
See, I totally disagree.
Good.
I think they. Oh, something just happened. Hold on. Something just happened to my computer. Anyway, I think they wanted to be silly, but they didn't go full fledged with the silly. There were too many scenes in there with doctors that were trying to, make this into something that was semi-serious. I mean, everything in the movie's named after Duke. I mean, whether it be Butt County or Butt City, whatever they're in, and the main guy's name is Jack Schmidt. And
There's one guy named Roger Clemens.
No, there's not. Is there really?
Yes, Roger Clemens didn't show up for work, and I was like, y'all couldn't think of a better name than the effing Rocket.
Would have been the real Roger Clemens show up at the end of it. Hey guys, I'm here for work.
Well, I mean, you can make every pun you want about this movie that it's shitty. It needs to be flushed. It stinks.
It stinks.
It's just a swing and a miss from me. There's like 2 parts that got a reaction from me, and that's I sent one of them to you. It's when the cop has a dummy on his hand for some reason, which this guy's got to be a comedian on the side who does this gimmick at the bars on the weekend.
It's an Escape from Alcatraz joke.
A failed comedian, by the way.
No
when he's doing that, cussing out the dummy, and that was funny.
Oh, you're talking about what the puppet?
Yeah, the puppet, the hand puppet.
I thought you were talking, and that now my reference makes 0 sense. I thought you meant the dummy in the jail cell that the cop tries to talk to when you can obviously see it's a dummy. Yeah. Escape from Alcatraz style, and he still is trying to get up out of there.
Really good movie, though, Escape from Alcatraz.
There you go. But I did laugh. That was the first part. Hold on right there. My first note was lots of doo-doo references. My second note was the criminal falls into poo like Jack Napier does in 1989's Batman. So you probably can say that 1989's Batman stole that scene from Monsturd.
From 2000's Monsturd, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And then my third one right here is the anti-drug dummy scene. What am I watching? Why are they lowering the F word? Is this a YouTube thing? Is this a thing that they decided after they made the movie? You know what? I really don't want to see all these F words in my movies, so I'm just going to get them out of there. I really don't know. I own this movie on DVD, by the way. It's in the storage unit.
You did.
I bought it way back, and I never watched it. This was the first time I watched it, and there were a lot of hits in this, and by hits, I mean things that popped me and made me think it was it made me laugh. But there were way more misses than there were hits. Like, for example, this Jack Schmidt guy. He's a known criminal mastermind, known killer or whatever. But when he falls into this poo and becomes a monster, you would expect him to keep the same personality that he has as a killer. Instead, it's like this poo monster has its own like identity and language and origin story. The whole serial killer dude is just gone at that point.
The other scene that got a reaction from me was the cops riding around in the cop car with the megaphone and says, "Citizens of Booty County, please do not use your bathroom. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. In a bucket and throw it out the window, or you can try crapping your britches. Either one, just do not use the toilet." And there's a scene with Monsturd when he runs into his Dr. Frankenstein, I guess.
Yeah.
And he says, "I feel like I look like I smell like shit. And I just started laughing. That's what he's supposed to be. I mean, imagine like Thanos saying something like that, you
That
know?
was great.
This is the bad guy. And then there's this weird like psychiatrist
Yeah, I
who's
didn't
like,
get it.
does he have peanuts in it? Does he leave footprints when he walks?
Yeah,
Does he
like the little girl whose dad. There was a scene that I sent you, or I can't remember who I sent. Might have sent to my wife. But there's a little girl who tells her dad. I know I sent it to Darren, because he didn't think Bloodshot could be the worst movie he's ever seen. But
he said, he asked me, he said, is it worse than Death Shack? And I just started laughing because he can't even remember the damn name of the movie.
like the little girl comes running out and said, "Dad, there's a huge doo-doo in the toilet." And he's like, "Congratulations." And she goes, he told me he was going to get me. And he's like, "Go flush it." And then he goes in there with her saying, "No." This the little girl going, "Hey, it's doo-doo, man." He goes in there and the doo-doo is in the shower and gets him. And now she's explaining to the cops what exactly happened to her dad. And for some reason, Blake's right. There's like, I don't know if it's a psychiatrist or if it's like one of those people that draws like the crime scenes or whatever. He's asking, does it have corn in it? Is there nuts in it? And then finally she starts screaming at him. I mean, there's so much ridiculous. There was a scene that made me gag because out of nowhere, in case you guys are missing out on the plot, we're talking Monsturd. And the plot is this scientist is doing some kind of experimentation. It gets out of hand. So they throw it in the sewer. And then this serial killer escapes from jail and falls into it. Boom, he's a poo monster. But there's a scene, Blake, where this wife, who looks like the worst wife ever, is like screaming, "Go down there. I can smell the poo down there. Go down there, clean that toilet, and mop the pee up while you're at it." And like all I did is I made a note. I was like, she's cutting those carrots wrong because she's chopping them from the middle. And then he goes downstairs, and here's the next note. I just like to go to my notes. It says, "Man, that plunge in the toilet scene was something."
Yeah.
Because this dude is working this plunger. Poo is like getting all over in his mouth.
Yeah.
And then he gets killed by the poo. I mean, by the Monsturd.
This Monsturd, it can travel the sewers, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, we don't live in an area like that, Ronnie. We have residential plumbing where it's your own private septic tank, right?
Mm-hmm. He couldn't get us.
So he couldn't get to us, but am I to believe he just travels through the sewer and can go from business building, apartment complex, just whatever? Right?
He's killing people as they sit down on the toilet. Yeah, he's mobile. And the fact that the town's chili cooking contest is coming up is not good news for Booty County or Butt County, whatever it's called, because they're all going to be running the toilet when they eat that chili, and Monsturd is going to be out there waiting for them. Caught you with your pants down or whatever his motto was that he wrote on the wall in poo. Blake, there's a scene where they call a scientist and he's like, "I need 1 million flies." And the guy he's talking to goes, "I don't know if I can do that. I'm going to need at least 2 days." How do you find 1 million flies in 2 days, Blake?
I mean, with a giant monster walking around, it probably ain't hard.
I was hoping we finally get to see the poo monster later on in the movie. I was hoping it looked a lot like the poo monster from Dogma, but it didn't. Like Dogma
did it so much better.
There was a scene where 2 homeless men, Blake, and I'm going to ask this question 100 times during October. Has there ever been a favorable? That's
my fault. I text, buddy.
Yeah. Has there ever been a favorable acting? What's the word I'm looking for? Has a movie ever made a bum look like they're not insane and worthless?
Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
There you go. But at the beginning of it, he was insane and worthless. They had to clean him up.
That's a good question. Let's really think about this, Ronnie. Let's really think about
I'm not talking about the sappy movies that lie, like In the Pursuit of Happiness. I'm talking about everybody's interpretation of a homeless person.
What, like a valet?
Yeah, drunk, an idiot, a psycho, a war, crazy person from the war.
The person pushing the buggy in Return of the Living Dead.
A drunk. All those people in Prince of Darkness. So they have a couple of drunks out on the street and they see a can and the can's moving. And he's like, hey, man, that's change. And he goes and chases the can that's on a string. And the Monsturd lures him to the manhole and he yanks him down in there. And I thought that was a clever thing they did because everybody knows that you tie a string to a dollar, and it's got poo all over it, and you yank it and pull it, and then somebody runs up to it and grabs it, and they got poo all over them.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was a nice little toss back to that. And it actually showed that the Monsturd had a little bit of a personality. That's before at the end of it, he goes, I let you live, Monsturd.
Well, he's writing stuff on the walls too, Ronnie.
That is true. It's true. I do like the fact that Monsturd made their own South Park cartoon.
Yeah, that was funny.
And it was a Mr. Hanky South Park cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, when did this movie come out, Ron? Because I questioned whether or not they invented the Mr. Hanky character.
They didn't. Monsturd's 2001. So Mr. Hanky had been around for about 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, South Park's 98, 97.
Yeah, but he didn't start off in 97.
Hold on, dude. I'm telling you, there's nothing to read.
Mr. Hanky first appear. Oh, my bad, buddy. You're right. December 97.
Look at that. I knew I was going to be something.
The 9th episode of the first season. Good call.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was way later. I might be confusing him with Towley, though. Hey, can they see where it says nipple thing? You got to put a black bar over that. Oh, man.
What is going on? Why is that even showing?
I don't know. I just saw it. I started laughing.
Back out.
Why?
Because you got to just go back out and take that off. Now they're not showing up.
Good.
At all. And I didn't do nothing. That's what's crazy about it. I'm glad you said something. I'd have let it roll right on that way. At the end of it, the chili cook-off's going on, and they bring in the flies. And I didn't know flies ate doo-doo, Blake.
Yeah, Monsturd was terrified of the flies.
But no, flies. And they ate him up. It was over with. But he did kill the evil doctor like Sartain. Halloween 2018 definitely copied that because he kills the evil doctor just like Michael did Sartain.
They should have made him look like, because you don't get to see it that well, or I couldn't on my phone. They should have made him look like Bill Paxton from Weird Science.
God, that would have been the best.
Yeah.
That would have been the best. All right, Blake. Well, at the end of it, we find out it's sort of like Princess Bride. It's just except it's a little girl telling the story to her dad.
I am proud of you. You managed to find something worse than what we've already previously watched.
I'm proud of you. This needed to be one we were sitting on the couch watching so we get the reactions.
I didn't think it was possible because there's been some stinkers so far this month, but this is by far the stinkiest. And I'm talking about Monsturd.
It's still early.
I mean, I know I've already said this. It can't get worse than this.
1.7.
This is okay. So there's no 10s and there's no 0s. We know that.
Yeah.
This is a 1.
Hit us in the comments. What are your favorite parts of Monsturd? Also in the comments, did you know that once upon a time I had a comic book idea called Frankenturd?
Well, I was going to tell that story earlier. I can remember a young Ron, when you bought the DVD, being very upset upon discovery of Monsturd because it ruined your idea for Frankenturd.
Frankenturd, about a 10-foot turd that's attacking downtown Atlanta, and they have to lure him onto the beach, knock him down, and roll him around in that sand to dry him out to finally get him. Spoiler alert for my comic that was never written.
And didn't you have Frankenstein versus the Moon?
Frankenstein versus the Moon was another one. It's where Frankenstein is sitting in the woods. We join him already in progress, and he's mad because the moon is always looking at him.
Yeah.
So he builds a catapult that shoots him to the moon, where he immediately starts digging until he finds a steering wheel, and then he drives the moon right into the earth.
Yep.
See you tomorrow, Blake.
See you tomorrow, buddy.